This week we're talking about the Parsha of Naso and the Pirush, the beginning part of the Parsha Naso. It gives a very good explanation of the Ma'alah, the degree a person is learning after Hasot. It explains it very well how in Shemayim the Shemayim, how the Malachim, how HaKadosh Baruch Hu welcomes this idea, and the people that they learn it, if they learn Torah of the Chasod with the Lishma,
this is the MidNight learning.
Yes, MidNight learning. This brings a lot of kedusha. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has a great nachal ruach, and not only it helps the Shemayim, brings a lot of nachat, they also bring a lot of peace in this world. So it's this is like a few pages. I don't know how far we're going to get there, but this concept is like it gives you a very good idea of what happens in the morning, in the afternoon, evening, and after Chasod, what happens in Shemayim. And we're going to start here. So
this is the explanation of Zohar Hakkadosh.
Zohar Hakkadosh, Parsha Naso. Yeah. So he says, "Vaydaber Hashem Moshe lemor, Naso losh b'nei Gershon." So he's talking about the beginning of the Parsha Naso. They're talking about the losh b'nei Gershon. Rabbi Abba Patach. Rabbi Abba, who's Rabbi Abba was the person that wrote the Zohar. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was telling it orally. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai had two people that were very close to him at very high scholarship level. One was his son, Lazar, and the other one was Rabbi Abba. So here Rabbi Abba is starting to ask a question. Actually, the person Hashem should not consider avon for him. Fortunate the person that Hashem does not consider him avon, a sin, and in his rucho there is no remiyah. That means that he doesn't have no shaker, no lying. The high Quran loves Reisha, Sefer Reisha. So he says this pasuk, the beginning and the end looks like it is contradicting itself. Why? Because in the beginning it says, we're going to read downstairs, it's easier to understand from downstairs. It says, פסוק זה אין תחילתו בכתבו בין סופו כתחילתו, כתחילות כתוב לא תעשוב כלשון בו עוון, Hashem does not consider the person a sin, right? משמע שיש לו עוון, from here it seems like a person has a sin, right? But Hashem disregards it. That's the understanding of the first part of this pasuk. Hashem doesn't disregard it. ובסופו כתוב ואין ברוחו רמייה. And in the end says that the person doesn't have no remiyah. Here means there's no falsehood. That means that the person has no avon, right? משמע שאין לו avon כלל, he doesn't have no avon. So we have to understand what is this pasuk talking about. It looks like the beginning of the pasuk and the end of the pasuk is contradicting each other. The ha-viha ukmu v'hari kiva b'yanu b'chaverim. And here he's going to come and explain everything, but before he explains this thing, the Rabbi Abba is going to give an introduction about Olomat and Shemayim, the Zeman Mincha, after Mincha, Arvit, Chasod, and Shaharit. What happened in Shemayim? So he gives this explanation before to get that, okay? So he says, the time that the time of the Mincha, right, is start to the sun starts coming up on the Shemayim in the sky, and it goes start going down, right, which is considered Mincha Gedolah. That's what we have, like a two Mincha, one Mincha Gedolah, Mincha Ketan, Mincha Gedolah. Usually is half an hour after Chasut Boker, after afternoon, like right now it would be like if it's like this 10 to 1, it would like 1:20, it would be about Mincha Gedolah. So this is from this time onward, all dinya shaya be'alma, hadin shore be'olam, all the dinim start showing up. Why? Because Mincha, the man Mincha is the man that Yaakov Avinu instituted Mincha for us. And that's the time that dinim start showing in the world, right? וכוחות הדין מתגברים ביותר. So dinim start, din means about the judgment, like so different kind of judgment. It doesn't have to be, it's going to happen, but they start becoming activated, right?
So from midnight till midday is Avraham Avinu's chesed.
Right.
Then from after Hasot Boker is Yitzchak Avinu.
Right.
That starts with that din all the way till
Shakia.
All the way till Shakia sunset.
Right, sunset. And then there's going to be Malchut Dinim. And then they are talking about, like at night, we have a few Ashmorot. Gemara Brachot, Ashmor Rishona, Sheniya, Shlishi, right? So the one that we are talking about, this is just before Olat HaShachar. Before Olat HaShachar, is after Hasot, before Olat HaShachar. Okay, this time is a very good time. After Olat HaShachar is a Boker, that's a Boker Chesed. But this particular time is a special time that we could, by the learning of Torah, right? It gives a lot of nachad ruach to Shamayim. This is the
heavenly satisfaction.
Exactly, heavenly satisfaction. Yes, right. All din Shab Amma. So go back to the subject. So we take on Mincha Gedolah, which is like a mid-afternoon Mincha, which is said about half an hour after Chasot Yom. הדין יושב בעלמא, הדין שעולה בעולם, וכוחות הדין מתגברים ביותר, and כוחות הדין become more and more stronger. ויצחק תיכנס יותר למנחה, and Yitzchak Avinu, he was the one that since he was his whole neshama, it came from Gevurah, right? This is Gevurah. So this time, right now, it says Gevurah is being activated, right? So he came and instituted what? The prayer for Mincha. So that would offset or the dinim that are being activated. So this tefillah, he said, so that's why the tefillah of Mincha is so important. The dinim are being activated, and you're basically there are a lot of things could happen, and this tefillah Mincha would be able to protect us against any of these dinim, right? And there is another aspect of it is Gevurah El-Yonah. Whenever he says Gevurah El-Yonah, it's referring to what? The
heavenly judgments.
Yeah, but Gevurah El-Yonah shows that, yes, the heavenly judgment of who? Zerampin. We're talking about Zerampin and Malchut last time, right? Zerampin, we mentioned again, Zerampin is like a big neshama, right? And which is like in order to understand what Zohar talks about, is like you have to visualize that we are having a very big neshama here, and they have a malchut, which is another big neshama. Zerampin is compared to, it has a male aspect, and malchut has a female aspect. Okay, so right now during the Mincha Gedolah, the Gevurah of the Zerampin start coming around. Okay? It becomes dominant, in order to do judgment at the So that's why we have Yitzchak Avinu came and made the Mincha, considered Mincha, at the one Laila, as Shabbat Nichnas Laila, once until the Laila, the evening comes, אז שולטת המלכות שהיא סוד גבולות התאה הנקרא לילה מתעוררת התגלינה. Now we have another aspect of what Malchut usually as I said before, Gevurah, the Rampim usually has most chesed. Like a man that has a chesed, we don't like compared to Rampim, because most of people, the men usually they have chesed. They want to give, they want to help, they want to do other things. Malchut usually wants to take, and also in the other aspect, Malchut Shemayim usually it wants to create judgment. So, and that's why the Chachamim say if a person go pick a vote, so the person walks around at night by himself, without learning Torah, he put his life in danger. Because then all of a sudden, they become the kitruk on him, he says why he's not learning. So that's why the Picabo says the person shouldn't walk around learning at night. And it says night, right? So when it says night, it's referring to from after Sharia, right? On the way to midnight. That's the night that he's talking about, okay? Right? And שאז שירות המלכות שהיא סוד הגבורות התורה נראה לילה מדורת בקרינה בגין לקבלה ללילה כדי לקבל דינים הנקראים לילה על שם מלכות השולט. So why is that? Because it's trying to receive all the dinim, right? That under the name of what? Malchut. Because Malchut is dominant at night. מזמן לשעה סעודתו במנחה, ומזמן שמתחיל זמן של תפילת מנחה, שעד בתאורות גבול לזת, so now we have like a time window from מנחה גדולה, right, till Sharia. In the summer is a long time. In the winter, the time frame is very low, very short, but right now, in the summer, like you could do מנחה גדולה 120, right? And the real Mincha Ketana, which is about 1 hour some before Sharia, that's called Mincha Ketana, but usually we daven Mincha like very close to Shkia, so it's like a very big difference in the time, right?
So all this time is the Sha'at Dinim.
Dinim, yeah, but the name of the Gevurah is Zah, and the good thing with Zah is Chesed.
Because there's aspect of Yitzchak Avinu as Chesed.
Yitzchak Avinu is Gevurah. Right? Zerampin is what? Zerampin is Chesed, but he is Gevurah Dezah. Gevurah Dezah. He has the aspect of the Gevurah, right? Which is usually Gevurah, but this kind of Gevurah is the good one. It's not so bad because it's coming from where? From the Rampim, which is usually Chesed. So because of that, that's what we have, and that's why it's so important to daven Mincha. A person, that's why the Akun Peshat has a very high value because a person takes off from his work and he goes to daven Mincha. But for episode, also it has a big influence in Shemayim going because when a person prays Mincha, it defend himself or the community from any dinim, from the Gevurah. Okay, so that's how important. That's why the prayer Mincha is so important. Okay.
But isn't it better to pray Mincha Ketana?
Gevurah Ketana.
Which one is better?
Well, better is doing after Mincha Ketana, which is very close to Sharia.
That's what Harav Netanyahu showed.
Yeah, that's the time because then this Mincha is and that's what Arizal used to do. That's what Harav Netanyahu does it. Yeah. Because that's the time you take out all the dinim over there. So even though that's going to be the peak of it. So that's what the Mekubalim they daven right by the Mincha by Sharia after Mincha Ketana.
Because you take the dinim and what you do with the dinim, you make it, you take it?
Take dinim.
You sweeten the judgments.
Right, exactly. Right, that's what it is. Right. Okay. And the Antero Laila, וכן ללא בזמן לשעות סעודות המנחה ובזמן שהתחיל זמן של תפילת מנחה שעות מתעלות לקבלת הזן מעט התפרס שמאלה לקבלה מתפשט שמאל כנגד המלכות הלילה הלילה שהיא מלכות מתערבת בדינותיה. So he says that the small, right, is the small, the left side and the right side. Left side refers to Malchut, so it's always person should remember this, and right side is the Geburah, which is referring to the Rampin. So the same thing is Chesed is right, left is what? Left is what? Is Geburah. So always Chesed has to overcome Geburah. Okay? So that's why so باید از آب شد میتونه بیرون ملخوت اینو نتورین پتخین لبن کل اوتام شمره پتاخین هکستانی شیم شمره پتاخ هکالات شبین هکولش دخول کل ها میتاریم به علما بپشید کل ها میتاریم به اولام میتپشید به شد بین آدم. So it says when the din malchut starts, right, that's when this starts, all those guards that are watching are like guards for the so that the chisonim, the malachim that are not good malachim, they want to come into the malchut, which is like a in Shomayim, it's like a, basically there is a place called malchut, and there is like you have to have a in Zohar Bereshit, it talks about in more detail that in order for them not the chisonim to penetrate, there's like some kind of guards, okay, and those guards will never allow them this chisonim to get to that spiritual territory, which is malchut, okay. So here it says. כל אותם שומרי פתחים החיצוניים שהם שומרים פתח בחקולה שבין הקודש לחול, כולם מתעלים בעלמא ובפשט, כולם, they all become activated and they come in, those malachim, they come and they come to have influence on or dwell on the bnei adam, on people, וכל בעמם תאמין תאמין מותה, וכל בני העולם תאמין תאמיתה, כי השינה היא אחד מהשישה במיתה. So this is talking about when a person goes to sleep at night after, before Hasot. Because we're talking, and that's why those Chisonim, they try to go in, right? And there is basically, they cannot go in, they come into the person's body when the person is sleeping. That's why Gemara says that the person, when he sleeps, he's like a dead person, and there's like he feels like a taste of death. So why is that? It's because of what's going on with it. Because these malachim ra'im, they come and dwell on him. Okay? So that's before, if a person sleeps before Hasot. Before Hasot. Now, now here is the subject that I want to talk about, because this was the hemshech of what Baruch was just mentioning. This is what where is saying that what Baha is not madnuk with good laila mamash mamash done b'kulat chasod it asemon כמן קדמון מתעורר הסמול שהוא הגיבורם כמגודם דהיינו כמו בין הבאים בזמן המנחה אלא שביום הוא מתעורר הגיבורות לזהב ובלילה הוא מתעורר הגיבורות לאמא. So he said what? That the Semol is a Geburah, right? Always left is a Geburah, is going to become activated. And that's very that's right after Chasod. But during the day, there's a difference between this hit or a root, this awakening. I think that's the word. The awakening of these spiritual beings. During the day, this root is from the Geburah of the Zerampin. In the after Chasot, the Geburah comes, but it's from the Imam, which is higher level, which we mentioned, which is higher level. It comes to the picture, right? ועד הקדישו והשושנה הקדושה של מלכות נגלה שושנה על שם הכתוב שושנה בין החוכים והוא רמז לגלות שכינה שעוד לבריאה. Now, here there's a concept that he talks about here that is very fascinating. We always say Shekhinah begalut, right? So he says in Shamayim there's a concept too. Now here we say in here, since the Churban Beit HaKadosh, Shekhinah went to Galut, right? And we are trying to basically cry for the Churban Beit HaKadosh.
Hey Shekhinah begaluta.
Hey Shekhinah begaluta, yeah, right. That's what the right? So the Shekhinah is begalut, and we're trying, the whole purpose of us, we are here, we will be doing all Masim Tovim, we're trying to get Shekhinah back to its place, right? By doing Masim Tovim and doing Teshuvah and so forth, so on, right? There's also a concept, the same concept in Shamayim. And what's the concept? In Shamayim, the Shekhinah has to be to Malchut, it has to be Olam Asilut. We have like about Olamot. We have 4 Olamot. We have Bria. We have, go from up to down. We have Olam Asilut, Bria, Yesira, Asiya, right? From up to down. Shekhinah always has to be to Olam Asilut. Okay? Now, it's in this context, it says at this night, after Hasot, it goes down. Shekhinah begalut. It comes from the Olam Asilut, which is Makom, is place. It goes down to Olam Bria. Oh. It goes to Olam Bria. So that's not its place. So there's a reason for it happening, but the concept is every night this happens. So how can we take care of it, right? By us learning Torah and Masim Tovim and people getting up at this time and learn Torah. And that's what it is. And then by doing this, we bring it back up.
We elevate it.
We elevate it back up. And by doing that, right, in the Gemara, I think it's Gemara Nedarim, it says, whoever learns Torah at night, it says over there, I will look up the page, I think Gemara Nedarim, it basically, there will be a Chut Shel Chesed. Chut Shel Chesed. And the Chut Shel Chesed is what? Because you elevate it, right, upward, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, you did this, I give you a favor, I give you Chut Shel Chesed. And the Chut Shel Chesed means, literal translation is trade of kindness. And what that means is a lot of spiritual blessing. That's what it means. So here he's going to explain to you here. Now he says, so going back again, read it again. The Vada Kadisha. When he says Vada Kadisha, he's talking about a rose flower. Okay? A rose flower is referring to what? It's referring to Shekhinah. Right? So he says, HaShoshana HaKadosh Shu Malchut and not Shoshana al Shem HaKadosh Shoshana B'Chochim, that we did in the Shashirin, that it's like a Shoshana Ben HaChochim, that there's thorns, is among thorns, right? And thorns, it explains this later on somewhere else in Zohar, that thorns is referring to what? To Chesonim, Klipot. That's what it means, thorn. Okay? So it says, now, when it's saying that it's been to Olam Beriah, this Shoshana Kedisha, Vada Kedisha, right, is referring to the Shekhinah went to Galut. That went to the what? Went to Olam Beriah, where he Sarkar Rechin, Ma'ale Rechot, Shem Sod Maimnukun, and he brings up good smells, right? Which is what is referring to Maim Nukvim. And we mentioned that what's Maim Nukvim? Maim Nukvim is causes when we are learning Torah, because what is called Maim Nukvim in literal translation means the water that comes out from a woman when she wants to become intimate with her husband, right? But spiritually, it's talking about same concept, but a spiritual way, Maim Nukvim means that the Malchut needs this Maim Nukvim to be able to become unified with Zapin. Okay, so this is Maim Nukvim. How do you create it? How does it get created? It cannot be created because I learned it from Rav Zimri Kohan Shita that Bismanenu, what in Shamayim, what needs to be done, it only could be done by us, human beings, Jewish people in this world. And how can we do it? By learning Torah. It says, even Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Moshe Rabbeinu, big Gedolim that are in Shamayim, they cannot do this. They cannot cause this Maim Nukvim to come about. Only us we could do it. And how could we do it? One of the things is learning Torah. And the time I'm asking to them, and the best time that it is, Zohar right now is giving the time, the indication of the time is after Hasot. After Hasot, and this causes Maim Nukvim. But of course during the day also it happens. Like person learns Torah during the day, also this is gonna happen too. But it's basically when after Hasot when you learn it, right? It's like there's no comparison. It's like you're causing a Maim Nukvim, but it's like a difference of apple and orange. You can't compare. It's much higher. But you're learning after Hasot to the Shachar, until Orat HaShachar, is a big difference between that time and learning after Shacharit. And that's why Gemara says that if a person learns Torah at night, it causes Chut Shel Chesed. And one time Rabbi Tani mentioned to us that many times Gemara when he says things sounds like a bit peshat, but it's hinting a lot of sodot in it. I think this is one of them. That when he says Chut Shel Chesed, he doesn't say openly what is it, but Zohar explains what is Chut Shel Chesed, what is this, and why it's so important to learn after Hasot. So this is what is right now is talking about.
Right.
So I think this part of Zohar is a big eye opener for a person that wants to do Ratzon Hashem and brings Nachat Ruach, brings satisfaction, heavenly satisfaction for Shomayim, and also for the person that is doing it and for the group that are doing it. Okay. And that's how good it is. והיא סלקה ריחין ולמעט בכל שם סוד מהנובים, והיא משבח ועמד כאן, והיא משבח במימות קול, ויותר סמידות מודות להבוש ברוך הוא כל לילה. And Shekhinah, right? And the whole night is singing and praising Havosh Baruch Hu is referring to Rampin. This part is this Shekhinah, and the female aspect is singing it. Besod Elokim Al Domilach, the Havosh Baruch Hu do not become quiet, right?
Right.
Okay. ובדין ועוד בכוח השבח והרמת גולה בזמירות, בכוח לימוד תורה. Now, this is a combination here. So it says, what's the combination that causes this Maim Nukvim go up? One is Shekhinah, he does what? He does זמירות. כל לילה. שירות שפחות בשביל הקדוש ברוך הוא, and along with, ובכוח, לימוד התורה של צדיקים אחר חסד לילה. So, and then learning the tzaddikim to sit on the Torah, at least to have tzaddikim as a role model and do what the tzaddikim do and stay up after Chassid to learn the Torah. Then Salka, what happens after all these things? Salka, what's the Salka? Ola HaShachar, when the Shachar comes, morning comes, ושי עולה של אלם ולשמאלה, ושולל הראשון, דהיינו כתר שלה, למעלה מהחזה, so he puts her keter, right, bring it up, ונכשל בזרע השמאל של זה. And he put herself, the Shekhinah, to the left hand of the rampin. And now, and explains what does it mean, and now it talks to us about the chashivut of putting on tefillin.
Okay, so that's going to be the next
Right.
class.
Baruch